Hello and happy Football Monday from Radically Rational and RadicallyRational.com. We'll keep it sports today because there's a lot to talk about. Okay, things can and do change in the NFL, but clearly through the first 2 weeks of the season, the Dallas Cowboys have been the most impressive team in the league. They got it going on. That defense can be historically good. Dak has yet to throw a pick this year, although frankly, Sauce Gardner almost housed him yesterday. So Dak goes back-to-back games without throwing a pick, something he did not do even one time last year. And yesterday, he hits his first 13 passes. Defensively, they're just absolutely tremendous. On the offensive side of the ball, maybe the only thing that needs tweaking is red zone efficiency, but they're looking good right now. I was really disappointed in the Texans' lack of progress yesterday in that loss to the Colts. And I'm not going to simply write it off to the fact that they had 4 offensive line starters out with injuries. Houston could not run the ball a lick, could not protect the passer, and defensively, tackling remains atrocious for yet another season. The Texans' rushing defense remains a disaster, but on a positive note, this much is clear. C.J. Stroud has remarkable arm talent, and he has yet to throw a pick as an NFL quarterback. Wishing the best for Indy quarterback Anthony Richardson. I thought it was very mature and responsible of him to take himself out of the game after he was exhibiting concussion-like symptoms. Okay, so 2-0 surprises in the league. The Bucs, for sure, Baker getting it done. The Commanders, what a victory that was for them. And the Falcons, and Bijan, by the way, is already a beast. 0-2 disappointments. Bengals right at the top of the list, along with the Chargers. Did you notice that I'm wearing a Chargers shirt? There's a reason for that. Right now, if I had to put my money on which NFL coach was going to be the first to lose his job this season, it's got to be Brandon Staley. There's no way that team should be 0-2. And of course, the Bears. You know, there was all that buzz about the Bears during the offseason, and they appear totally clueless, and they are going to just ruin Justin Fields. 0-2, but surprisingly competitive. You know, I don't really have a whole lot of respect for the Cardinals, but they've played hard, and the Cowboys should not overlook them next week. And speaking of being 0-2 and how significant it is, check out this stat. Since 1990, only 31 of 270 teams that started 0-2 made the postseason. All right, so Monday night doubleheader predictions tonight. I'm taking the Saints over the Panthers and the Steelers over the Browns. The Giants are sweating out the status of Saquon Barkley. We'll keep you posted on that. The Lions are a nice story, but let's don't anoint them yet. Their defense played very, very poorly yesterday in that home loss to Seattle. If you recall, the Lions defense was just god-awful in the first half of the season last year and then got pretty good, but they regressed some. All right, who needs training camp? Who needs practice? Chris Jones was very often the best player on the field in the Chiefs' 17-9 win at Jacksonville. He had a sack and a half, 5 quarterback pressures, and a batted pass. All right, so Alabama is out of the college football top 10 for the first time in 8 years. Texas sleepwalked for 3 quarters against Wyoming, and yet they rose from 4th to 3rd in the AP poll. All right, this is something to get excited about. You know, last week's college football schedule wasn't very sexy, didn't have a lot of sizzle, but some of Saturday's matchups this coming week, they're going to jump right out of the pan. Check it out. Colorado at Oregon, Oregon State at Washington State, Iowa at Penn State, Florida State at Clemson, UCLA at Utah, Ole Miss at Alabama, Ohio State at Notre Dame. I'm going to have to buy some new batteries for the remote. And finally, in baseball yesterday, we hit the trifecta. Astros win, Rangers lose, Mariners lose. That's how we start a Monday here on Radically Rational.